Welcome to On the Record, the in-home edition. Now, usually with On the Record, we go to local record stores and all that stuff. But since we're quarantined and stuck in the house, I decided to give you the in-house version of it. And without further ado, let's get it going. Now, the first CD we're going with is NWA Straight Outta Compton, the 20th anniversary edition. Now, I got this one as a gift from my sister. Shout out to you. Um, you already know NWA, Straight Outta Compton, legendary album. You got Fuck the Police, you got the Straight Outta Compton, you got Express Yourself. Like, this is a classic album. Put gangster rap on the map. So without this album, there's probably no gangster rap, at least on the mainstream level. So, first CD, Straight Outta Compton. Second CD, Ultimate Victory by Chamillionaire. Now, if you know me, you know Chamillionaire is my favorite rapper. I don't care what your opinion is on it. That's my favorite rapper, whatever. Now, Ultimate Victory is an album that had no cuss words. And he hit many topics that are still relevant today, believe it or not. Like Morning News, Even News, it's the songs I would say listen to because they speak on stuff that's relevant for today, which is crazy because this album came out, I believe, in 07. So, again, Chamillionaire, anything I see with Chamillionaire, I'm getting. If y'all ever want to give me a gift, it's something Chamillionaire, I'm gonna like it. But this album is dope. No cuss words, so you can play it around kids or whatever. He's showing his ability. Features got some good features. Pimp C, Lil Wayne, Bun B's on here. So if I was y'all, I would go cop this one. If you ain't heard it, go listen to it. It's fire. The third one is Seeing Sounds by Nerd, N-E-R-D. Every song on this one slaps. Every song, in my opinion. And Nerd was a group that I liked later on in my life, I guess. Growing up, I thought that they were whack. I was like, this is whack. Like, this ain't rock. They trying to be rock, but they ain't rock and all this. But, like, I became more open-minded as I got older. And then when I listened to this, I was like, oh, this is flat. Like, what was I thinking in my younger years? Like, what? Nerd production is always going to be good because you got Pharrell and Chad. So you already know it's going to be dope. But the songs are all good, you know. Pharrell and them were in a bag. So Seeing Sounds. The fourth CD I got is by the lovely Miss Erykah Badu, Baduism. Classic soul, neo soul album, you know, on and on, all that stuff, Rim Shot. Great album. Just great. I can't say nothing. Great is the best word. This put her on the map. This is her debut album. You know, I got this on vinyl as well because I like the album so much. Like, this album is just so dope to me. Production, lyrics, you know, young Erykah on the scene. And this was the start of her great, illustrious career. The next album we got, Off the Wall by Michael Jackson. To me, this album is better than Thriller. I know Thriller sold more than probably like any album ever or something crazy like that. But Off the Wall is just a better album. It's like Mike is really in his bag. He's really like showing, this is more like an R&B album more than like pop. I think like Thriller is more pop. And I say Off the Wall is more R&B, and I like R&B more than I like pop. So it's probably why I like the album more. Like, it got some classic songs on there. It got Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Rock With You. Come on, those are the first two songs. The first two songs are like legendary songs. Like, some of his best songs in his catalog, and Michael Jackson's catalog starts when he was like a little baby. So, come on. Off the Wall, better than Thriller. At me, we can debate it if you want. Y'all know where I'm at. The next album is Kind of Blue by Miles Davis. when I used to be in school, I used to listen to instrumentals and jazz and stuff like that. That's how I found out about this album. And I would just listen to this like on loop. It would be on the loop. Like the, what was the name of the song? Freddie Freeloader. I think that's, yeah, Freddie Freeloader. I used to listen to that repeatedly while I'm trying to study and do homework. Um, that's how I really got into like jazz and stuff like that. I'm still trying to get more into it. Like I'll buy like CDs and stuff, or I'll listen to little instrumentals and stuff like that to try to get into it. But this is a classic album. I recommend, if you haven't heard this, to listen to this. It's a good introduction to jazz, in my opinion. It was my introduction to jazz. So, Kinda Blue by Miles Davis. The next album, Confessions by Usher. Now, this album, every song on this motherfucker is hard. It goes hard. This album is one of the best R&B. It's in my top 5 R&B albums of all time. People can say what they want, like, you too young, you don't know enough about music. I know a lot about music. I listen to a lot of albums. And this album is great. Like, let me go through the track listing. Yeah. You got Confessions Part 2, Burn, Caught Up, Superstar, Truth Hurts. Like, come on. Can you handle it? Like, every song on here, every song on this album could have been a single. Like, this album is just amazing. Usher hasn't been the same since this album. Like, he cannot, I don't think he'll ever be able to top an album like this. Like, usually this would be like people's debut album. This was like in the middle of his career. So, like, he was really in his bag on this album. Really in his bag. Shout out to you, Usher, for this album. Superstar is my favorite song by you, by the way. Superstar is one of my favorite R&B songs, period. But, like, it's a great song. Great album. And the last album that I'm going to go with today is no other than The Pimp A Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar. This album it's a hard listen. It's like right now with the climate of everything that we're going through and police brutality and marching and all that stuff like that, fighting for equal rights. This album ties into everything and like talks about gang banging, talks about hood politics, talks about identity issues and stuff like that. Like everything on this, it's talking about people having ghostwriters. We're not going to name no rappers who got ghostwriters, but y'all know who we talking about. Like, this album is good. Rhapsody's verse on Complexion is dope as hell. Y'all need to stop sleeping on her. And then it like ties in very well, like how the album ends and stuff like that. It's like Tupac and Kendrick having a conversation. Like, I don't know what interview they found for them to be able to do that, but that was really fucking dope. Like, really fucking dope. But yeah, so Pimp A Butterfly, classic album. Kendrick, he don't really miss when it comes to his albums. I don't think he's missed yet. And To Pimp A Butterfly is the best one in his catalog. His second album, usually people's second albums where they like take a dip, but he just exceeded that. Like, The Pimp A Butterfly is better than Good Kid, Mad City. Like, usually that ain't the case. People's debut album is their best album. And Kendrick was like, nah, I'm changing that. And yeah, so again, this has been your boy Radio Raheem. This has been On the Record. Like, subscribe, share this with your family, share this with your friends, do whatever, you feel me? And we are out.